Welcome to the Learning Lab class, Local News with NewsBank. My name is Melissa, and I'm one of the Adult and Teen Services librarians at the Arcadia Public Library. We're going to be taking a look at the resource NewsBank and discussing how to search and browse in the resource. So let's take a look. First, I'm here on the Arcadia Public Library's homepage, which can be found at www.arcadiaca.gov/library. You can navigate down to the online resources button and get to the e-resources page. You can also go to this page directly. It's at www.arcadiaca.gov/e-resources. And then I'm going to navigate down to the magazines and newspapers section. The first NewsBank portal we're going to be taking a look at is America's News. And this portal will take us to the general NewsBank homepage and not to a specific newspaper, which we'll be taking a look at separately in a little bit. Again, if you're not on a library computer, you're going to need to enter your library card barcode on the back of your library card, which again is all the letters and numbers starting with PARC 000 to log in to the resource. So I'm going to go ahead and select America's News, this first link here, and I will meet you on the homepage. In our last video, we looked at the suggested topics and the quick links on the homepage. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at additional ways to search and browse. Just to review, on the America News homepage, we have the search bar on the top, some suggested topics in the center that are compiled by the NewsBank editorial team, and then we have these quick links on the right-hand side. These quick links take you to compiled special reports, hot topics, and daily headlines and lesson plans, as well as quick links down here in these blue buttons to specific publications or geographic collections of resources. These quick links and suggested topics are great ways to browse around the resource and learn about topics that are of interest to you. This type of browsing can also be useful for students who are just starting research projects. So let's head back up to the top of the page and look at the different ways we can perform searches. First, there's this basic search in this search bar at the top, and you can enter a keyword, a topic, event, or name into the search bar to bring up articles that pertain to whatever you searched. Some quick tips about searching before we get started. Even if you're doing a basic search, if the search is more than one word long, it might be useful to perform that search as a phrase search. And I'll show you what I mean in a minute. You create a phrase search by putting your search words in quotes, and you'll get search results for articles that have that exact phrase. So let me show you an example. If I search for the Arcadia Public Library, just as a keyword search, I get over 34,000 results. And as you can see in the first few results, the few words that I've put in the search are used throughout the article, and they're not necessarily together. So public, library, it's not giving me exactly what I was looking for. So I have a couple of options. We can put it as a phrase, which would put it in quotes up at the top in the search bar. And then I can go ahead and hit search again. And you'll notice when I do that, it brings my search results way down to just over 1,000. Now, this might still be more results than I want, or in this search's case, there's more than one Arcadia Public Library in different US states. So in that case, I can head over here to the left-hand side limiters and add a filter or limiter to my search. And the one that I think in this particular case would be a good place to start would be source location. And I'm going to go ahead and hit California. Now you'll see that most of the articles are still from California, but it does bring it down to a specific geographic location, and so that I know that these are probably about the Arcadia Public Library that I am thinking about. Let's take a look at what these other limiters on the left-hand side are. first, right up here at the top, you have the sort by. It always will default to newest, but you also have the options of sorting it by best match, which is the algorithm, what it thinks you most want to see, what the best match is for your search. And then you also could sort it by oldest. So if you wanted to do it reverse chronologically and see what the oldest article we have in the database about that topic is. You can also select the dates. You can select ranges of dates. So if you only want current ones from 2020 forward, or if you want older ones from 2000 to 2009, it gives you a little broad decade search filter. Below that, you can do a specific date search. So if you know it was in, let's say, July of 2020, and then you can leave the second one blank if you want to do it to the present, or you can say, or it was, between July and August of 2020. If I click apply, it's going to limit the search results to anything that falls within that date range. And we have this one result within that date range. If you have added a search or a filter to your search and you don't need it anymore, or you would like to remove it, you can just come up here and click the X to remove individual filters, or you can clear all the filters by clicking the clear filters button. So I'm going to go ahead and clear that date, and it will bring me back all of the 800 or 900 results that I've got from just limiting it to California. Now, below that, there is source type. So this again is, we talked about it briefly in the last video, but there are some resources that have web-only versions. So sometimes articles only appear online and they don't ever make it to the physical print copy. And so this would be what that would mean. And then also most of the resources will be the newspapers. If I look at more options, in this case, there are only those two sources. There isn't a third option, but I could limit it to looking at only the things that appeared online as opposed to things that appeared in print. This is another filter that allows you to limit it just by a year. You could do the same thing here in the date search just by entering the year, but it gives you a little bit of flexibility. Below that, there's also source name. So it lists all of the different publications that the search results came up in, and you can limit it to a particular publication. Same thing with source location. This is the area of publication for the newspaper or resource. And so you can check off all the ones that you're interested in or do a search to limit it that way geographically. And then below that, there is also lexical readability. And this is something that's really handy for teachers and also parents. If you are helping a student and need the results to be in a particular lexical readability range, you can select that here. And then finally, there's language. This database doesn't have any foreign language collection. So this limiter is not necessarily of much use to us in this particular situation, as the language will just be in English. So that was how to perform a basic search and slightly more advanced search by putting it in quotes to get us closer to what we were looking for. So this keyword search, doing a basic search or a basic search with a phrase is good if you're looking for something in particular, but perhaps what you're searching for is going to be a little bit more complicated. And so in that case, we can head over to the advanced search. After I've already done a search, it appears as advanced search. And if I click on that, I'll show you what that looks like. It keeps the search that I was doing and it allows me to add additional things. If you were to go back to the home page and then click on these more search options, it doesn't have a search in there already, so you would have to build it from scratch. So I'm going to go back to our current search that I've made advanced with these additional fields, and we'll talk about what each of these are. You can add or delete fields by using this plus or minus button under the search button, and I can add another line. And so essentially, if I have a complex search, I can add additional fields so that I can do more elaborate searching. If I don't need so many or I've added too many, I can remove them with the minus button. So in the basic search, when I did the search for Arcadia Public Library, the fields that it was searching for was all text. So all the text of the article, it was searching all of these different things. So if I wanted to specifically look for something within a headline or an author byline, I can do so. And I can add additional terms and then use different fields if I want to search for a different field within my original search. So if I'm adding additional information to a search. So this drop-down menu over here, this and or not, these are technically called Boolean operators, and essentially they tell the database how to construct your search. Simply and will include both the terms that you enter, or will include either or both terms. So for example, when you're searching for things that might have synonyms, so you can do cat or feline. And so you're going to capture both of those results. You're going to capture results that just have cat. You're going to get results that have feline in there. And then you'll also get results for ones that have cat and feline in there. And then finally, not removes associated terms. So for example, you might be searching for Mexico, not New Mexico. And so if you add not New Mexico, it will remove anything that has that phrase in it. So the advanced search allows you to build a more complex search to get to what you are specifically looking for. And you would just build it by adding additional terms and selecting additional fields and going from there. I'm going to head back to the home page and look at the other ways that you can build an advanced search. So if you haven't yet performed a basic search or any search at all, you can also start from these links on the home page under these more search options. All three of these links will take you to the same page, just drop you a little further down on a page. But let's go ahead and take a look. This is what that page looks like. And on the top, you'll notice that this is very similar to what we were just looking at. It's got the different fields that you can search, and you would use the drop-down menu to tell it where you want to search for the phrase, the event, the name. You have the Boolean operators or the linking search terms, the and or not. And then you can tell it immediately how you want it to search. It's again going to default to searching newest, but you can have it do best match or oldest if you would like. So below this advanced search field where you also can add dates, you can also search geographic locations, and you can do so two ways. You can use this left side menu and you can click off selections, or you can use the map and just click on the states that you are interested in. Which either one works for you, whichever one is easiest is the way to go. You can also click on the hyperlinked number of sources next to each state to see the individual listings for what is in that geographic grouping. And you can go into each of these individually, or you can just browse the resource this way. So it allows you to search just US, California with, again, these advanced fields. So that's America's News, and those are some ways that you can search and browse within America's News. I'm going to head back to the library e-resources page, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Arcadia Weekly link. So I'm back here on this e-resources page, and that second link under magazines and newspapers is Arcadia Weekly. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. So here in the Arcadia Weekly, you have the name of the publication right at top. So you know that this is the publication and only this publication that you are searching. It has the dates that are available and the format available. So in this case, it's 2005 to 2021, and it is in the text format. Recent issues are linked below the search bar. So these are the most recent issues, and you can click on those to browse a particular issue. It's going to, if you click on a link for a particular issue, it's going to give you a list of the articles from that issue. Each of these articles is hyperlinked, and you can click on the title to read that article. We're going to be going over how to navigate individual search results in the next video of this class. So you also have the ability, besides browsing, to do a basic or an advanced search, and you would do that just in the way that we did for the America's News just a minute ago. All right, I'm going to head back to the e-resources page, and we're going to take a quick look at that Pasadena Star News link. So the Pasadena Star News is actually a collection of our Pasadena Star News publications. And so what that means is when I go there, I'm going to have 3 different options for looking at the Pasadena Star News. I know that I'm in that collection because it says so right up here at the top, but instead of listing the dates and the format up here, those are listed individually below. And so there's 3 different results. We have the Pasadena Star News from 2001 to current and text. We have the Pasadena Star News 2020 through current as an image. And then we have the Pasadena Star News web edition 2014 through current, and that is also just text. So depending on what you're looking for, you might select the individual publication format that you want to look at. So if you want to browse today's paper, your best bet might be to click on this second link and be taken to that specific publication page with that format. And then you can click on today's newspaper and take a look at the paper as it appears in print. So for this one, you get the full image and you can browse around. If I head back and then back one more time, I'm going to be searching the Pasadena Star News collection. So again, I can do a search here, or I can do the advanced search, and it'll be searching all 3 of these. So some of the results I'll get will be text, and some of them will be as an image. If I wanted to just search the text and get my longest date coverage, I can click on this first one. And that will take me to the text format of the Pasadena Star News. And I can do a search there, or an advanced search, or the simple browse. So if I were to look at today's paper as a text format, you can see that it has all the same articles, it's just text only. So in this video, we learned how to search and browse in the NewsBank database. Join us for our next video where we're going to be going over how to navigate search results, and feel free to reach out to library staff if you have any additional questions.